Hey guys, Foxtrot here with another game commentary for you guys. This game I was playing as Pantheon Jungle. Pantheon Jungle is really not quite meta. He's a bit of a weird pick, and he's not one of the best junglers, but he's quite fun to play. And this was one of my games at Diamond 1. And for my runes and masteries, as always, they're in the description. But for my runes, are running 80 reds, 80 quints, armor yellows, and either flat magic resist blues, or like you can even like MR per level blues, or maybe even cooldown reduction blues if you want. And for masteries, 2190 is what I was running. Like I say, they'll be in the description for you to check out yourself. So for Pantheon Jungle, he's like I say, he's not really too popular. You never really see Pantheon, and one of the things about Pantheon, which is why he's not so good, is that he doesn't really fit the jungle as a character type. Like Pantheon is like an AD caster, like a semi-assassin, one of those kind of players. And junglers aren't really that good if they are assassins and stuff like that. One of the two biggest reasons for that is, firstly, their skill set isn't usually too good for clearing the jungle camp so much. The second reason is that they have a lack of gold and experience compared to when they're put in lane. And assassins and people who want to snowball and AD casters need these levels, and they need this gold income to dominate people, to stay ahead. Like, if an assassin is behind, they're not very threatening at all. So, and junglers are just naturally behind compared to the laners. Now you could argue, oh, in Season 4 Foxtrot, they brought out all these different changes which should increase the jungle gold flow, and that's true. The ambient gold, the jungle item gold, and the extra white camp all do increase the jungle's gold flow, but most of that comes into play later on in the game. In the lane phase, you don't really feel that too much. It's just about not falling off so hard later on. And for someone like Pantheon, it just means that his lane phase isn't so good, and as far as him being ahead and stuff, unless he can snowball himself. But anyway, so I started my blue buff here just so I got a lot of help from my bot lane, so I didn't have to do the reds, the blue camp all by myself and like take loads of damage. I'm taking my red buff second here instead of the third camp, because I'm a little bit scared of Lee Sin invading me. Whenever I feel that I'm against an aggressive jungler, I'll take my buff second. If I'm not against an aggressive jungler, I'll take it third. I prefer taking it third because it means that I'm not, like right now I'm wasting the red buff duration because I'm just using it to kill the jungle. I really want to be using it to kill champions. But yeah. So now I'm looking for a gank here. Syndra's a pretty easy gank target because she has no escape. Like she doesn't, yeah. Like if I jump on her face, chances are she's going to die. I see Lee Sin just ganked mid, but he's probably running away now. And this is probably when they would least expect a gank, because they're under a false sense of security. They think they're safe because Lee Sin was just here. But that's when I decide to go in and gank for myself. So we pick up that nice easy kill on Syndra there, and none of us die, which is really good. Okay, apart from Pantheon, because he just... apart from Gragas, because he just did that, but that's okay, I guess. I tried to actually use my stun while Lee Sin was in midair, but he still travels to his target. He just gets stunned at the end, and actually because he was stunned during the travel time, it didn't really do anything, so that was kind of bad. Maybe I should have just HUD Gragas or something. But right now I'm just harassing this Syndra. I'm just... yeah, I saw Gragas was coming back into lane, so I just figured, well, I'll jump on Syndra's face and just get loads of damage off onto her. And she still kind of stays around to put some more damage off onto me. She probably gets greedy and thinks she can kill me. But I know she used her ignite in the first gank, so I'm pretty sure she can't kill me. And yeah, she can't kill me, and Gragas just gets another kill. So that's really good, and I'm already snowballing really hard. I got to soak up that mid lane, the XP, and we got 2 kills there, so that's pretty perfect. I'm going for my Spirit of the Elder Lizard. Now that's a really good item on Pantheon because your burn damage applies on all of your abilities, well, all your physical abilities. So most importantly, it's your Q. It gives you loads of damage, and also it means your Q burns. Now, if I remember correctly, this is a really awkward gank. I don't have my flash here, so I don't really know where to go. And Malphite gets a bit too aggro, and we end up, if I remember correctly, just losing this Riven just because we can't go onto her. Yeah, so she gets away, which is a good move by her, but the mobility on Riven is pretty ridiculous. But still, right here now, Riven's now losing all of the CS under the tower. Every single piece of it she's missing because she's had to recall. And it means that Malphite and I can get a lot of damage off onto the tower itself. And that's kind of cool for us. I mean, if this tower goes down, it means it's a lot easier for Malphite to shove lanes and go roam with his ult. We actually kill this tower less than 7 minutes into the game. And Riven loses all of that XP as well, so that's going to hurt her snowball too. And previously, Riven was actually kind of dominating this Malphite. Malphite should be able to deal with Riven once he gets some items, like some armor items, because he doesn't have to build damage to win lane. Riven does have to build damage, so he can win that lane. But now I'm looking to do my white camp here because I'm so close. I'm so close to level 6 that I didn't want to do the buff. I wanted to just do a camp and then maybe like slut drop somewhere, but I couldn't do that. So I accidentally take this blue buff as well. Like that was a genuine mistake because I underestimated the crit on my E, the execute on my E. But I used my ult here because we see that. I'm sorry, I'm going to rewind this because I kind of missed it. Riven went missing from top lane. She actually ran through this ward, I believe, or maybe she didn't. But Malphite does a really good play here by recognizing that she's probably going onto my red buff. So she is on my red buff, she's trying to take it away, and I know that she's there, and I know Malphite's fighting. So I use my ult, Malphite uses his ult, and she just gets comboed and dies. So that's a really good play. This is kind of why I think, probably, honestly, the best part of Pantheon Jungle isn't just how easy and simple his kit is, like as far as ganking and everything goes. Like there's not really anything to him, you can't really fail on playing Pantheon, as far as mechanics go. When you compare it to like Lee Sin, for example, when you could do everything right, but then you just like miss a Q or like use your ult incorrectly or use an ability incorrectly and then it all fails. With Pantheon you don't get any of that because you just click people and throw spears at their face. That's pretty much all there is to it. But also, something I really like about him is his ulti. You just appear in lanes and just destroy people, and it's really, really cool. But now I'm level 7, and the rest of my team like are basically I'm the same level as the rest of my team. So I'm doing really well this game. I'm keeping ahead in levels. I'm strong. I'm almost level 8 as well. I'm looking for this bot lane gank, and we see that it's a good time to go in for the gank because they just fought bot. But unfortunately, what happens is Tristana uses her ulti to finish off Sona, and Sona's rotting carcass hits me in the face and actually knocks me backwards, and so it completely ruins the counter gank. If that hadn't happened, I would have been able to jump onto Triss and it all would have been good. But that was kind of unfortunate. But now Caitlyn's going in for the kill as well. Or I don't know what she's doing, but she gets caught or something. And so this bot lane so far, like Sona going in was a bit iffy, especially when she's only level 5 and not level 6, so she doesn't have her ulti to engage that gank. So her death then was actually kind of bad. Caitlyn's death, the fact that Caitlyn's on really low health there is also kind of bad, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Nothing big has happened, and we're just Syndra's roaming down bot as well. And now Gragas decides he wants to come too. I think Gragas should have come earlier, but whatever, at least he's coming. We're trying to fight this off, but this is just a doomed tower dive for them, because if Gragas is on his way, then they're all screwed. But unfortunately, what I do here is I jump too. I underestimate Tristana, how fast Tristana is, and I miss my jump on her. I jump too slowly. But what I actually do is I use my... How far back are we? Okay, yeah, I jump here. And see, I've already ruined it because I haven't jumped far enough, but I actually tried to salvage myself. And I do a kind of weird thing. If I had flash stunned this Tristana... Oh, okay, this is why. Okay, so she disappears into Fog of War. But whatever. If I just flashed on Tristana's face, I could have stunned her and probably killed her. But what I do for some weird reason is I jump onto a minion and then flash onto Tristana. I don't know whether I think I'm just overthinking it basically because of the new Pantheon change where you can now jump onto minions. I think I'll get a bit flashy and try these things, which was just completely unnecessary and end up losing the kill. But yeah, so that's kind of what I did. And you know, if she didn't have a barrier, she would have died. And it would have been a kind of cool looking play, but I think I just overthought that a bit too much. But I've got my Moby boots so I can run around and just gank. That's really what I want to be doing because I'm strong, I'm Pantheon, I want to be snowballing. So Moby boots are really good to help you keep snowballing. They just give you loads of aggression. You can just run around and just have so much pressure on people. Whenever my ulti's up as well, that's kind of going to be... My ult is... 1 minute my ult's going to be up. That's kind of like a big deal. When my ult comes up, I should be able to have a lot of pressure. But I see people quite out of position here, including this Janna, who's almost going to die. I can't quite reach her, And then Syndra saves her life, but can't save Lee Sin's life. And my spear, I chuck my spear on him, and he dies over the wall. But now because Lee Sin's just died and the enemy team are low on health, it's the perfect time to pick up this dragon. So, go over to dragon, pick this up. I'm timing my smite with my Q. So I use my Q and my smite at the same time. So basically, it kind of means that my smite does more damage. So that means it's hard for it to get stolen away. When I go back, I buy another longsword, and also I get a crystalline flask because Pantheon has no sustain, and he can have mana issues too. I used my ult to try and defend this bot lane tower or try to help Caitlyn, but unfortunately I wasn't in range for me to actually help her out, so I get there a bit too late. Also, I wasn't really paying too much attention, and I probably could have saved Caitlyn there if I was paying more attention, which is bad. Like I was saying, one of the really good things about Pantheon is your ult. You can just get into lanes and have loads of pressure. But I've kind of failed that. I haven't been able to do that too much, and that's just my inexperience with Pantheon. Like, I'm not a Pantheon player. I'm just playing him for fun, basically. And yeah, so this is why you should always play champions which you're comfortable on, even if you don't notice it. Like, I'm playing well this game. It's 3-0-3 on Pantheon, but I could be playing better if I was just being a bit smarter. Now I'm seeing that people are grouping up to this mid lane here, and I'm trying to go in for some kills. But unfortunately, our team kind of focuses Janna, which is a bad focus. They shouldn't be focusing Janna. Should be focusing the people who are the easier kills. But it doesn't really matter, I guess. We get 2 kills and only I die, and so it could have gone a lot worse, I suppose. That was just like a bit of poor focus, and maybe I should have communicated better the target that I wanted to go on, rather than not say anything and then just go on the correct target and then have no one follow me, because that's, you know, it's kind of lame. It's not really an excuse for me to then complain about people if I'm not communicating with them. Communication is pretty important when you're playing in solo queue. There's not a lot of it, but if you can do it, then that's good. Now we're just defending this mid tower here because everyone's kind of grouping up, so it's turning into a bit of an ARAM. If we weren't grouping up mid here, we would lose his tower. I see a good time to jump in onto this Janna to start a fight. Fortunately, she gets away, and I kind of just bait my team into the death here. And I'm kind of just walking around because I don't need to run away just yet. And I know that they're looking at me. If I'm poaching around here like I am, I know Syndra's tunnel visioning onto me. Like, she used her ult on me just randomly. Like, she didn't use it in the fight. She just used it randomly onto me. And so we kind of just win that fight, which is pretty easy for us, which is kind of cool. And then Riven gets a bit greedy going onto me, but she doesn't predict my crit hit with my E, which crits people whenever they're on a certain amount of health, whenever they're on low health. So we just managed to kill Riven there as well. So in this little ARAM we just played, we got the mid tower, and we got more kills as well. So that's really good. So now I'm just gonna farm up this top real quick. Just not spending a lot of time there. I had my my smite up, so I figured I'd take it. Gragas is here now as well, and I remember this now. I remember this happening in the game. Gragas pings me to go in, and so I just like jump in on their face, and then I die, and Gragas isn't close enough. And I remember thinking, because I think I was streaming this game, I remember thinking at the time, I was like, I am so stupid. Like, this is so dumb. And my instant thought was like, what the hell was Gragas pinging me for? And it's really easy. It would be really easy for me to get frustrated and just be like, Gragas, you numbskull, what are you doing? Why are you pinging me to go in? Like, you know, why? You know, did you have something up your sleeve, or would you just bait me into my death? Like, what are you doing? But it's not his fault. It's my fault. Like, you can't blame people for things like that. I mean, this was stupid by me. You should not, even if someone pinged me to jump off a bridge, as the famous saying goes, if someone pinged me to jump off a bridge, would you do it? It's like, you know, your mom's always raging at you for stuff like that, you know. Oh, but he made me do it. Oh, well, if he told you to jump off a bridge, would you do it? You know, they're always saying things like that. It's the same thing with pings. I see that a bit too much. People complain, you know, someone will ping and they'll just like, someone will then suicide and they'll rage and be like, oh, you ping me to go in, and then it starts flame wars. And it's just like, if you're one of those people who, you know, rages at that kind of stuff, it's not their fault for pinging. It's your fault for acting on that ping. And so that's kind of what happened with me there in that mid. I made a mistake going in, and not only should I have just not made that mistake, but then it's even doubly worse. I made a mistake and I would have flamed Gragas for pinging me. Of course I didn't, but I could have done if I got frustrated about it. So I just, you know, shouldn't make those mistakes, and definitely shouldn't get frustrated if someone pings you and it's the bad call. You have to rely on yourself and your own judgment on making good plays in solo queue. Definitely not relying on your teammates' plays. Listen to their pings, and if you think they're good, by all means, you know, do it. But if someone's pinging you for something you know you shouldn't be doing, don't do it. And then don't blame if you do it, don't blame your team when it all goes tits up. So yeah, what just happened there, we just had a little bit of a fight. We just pick up the dragon as well. I'm just going to speed this up a teeny bit now. I'm pretty fed still. I'm keeping my farm up. My farm is pretty decent. I haven't been taxing lanes too much, so I've just been farming the jungle and doing kind of well. Syndra's disengage is really strong, and so she gets rid of me there. I see Riven is chasing Malphite and Riven are kind of playing with each other in the top lane, and so I use my ult here, so at least I just cut this Riven off, so that she can't, if she runs that way she'll die to me, so she tries to double back on herself, and you know that's not going to end well for her, so she just dies to Malphite anyway. So now we get a free kill onto that Riven, and I remember this was actually the day after Wicked built Triforce on Malphite top lane, so of course our Malphite is building Triforce, yay, that's great. Even though it's, you know, it's situational whether you should build Triforce on Malphite. It can work, but yeah, when you're the only tank on your team, I wouldn't suggest building a DPS build like this. Literally, no one else on our team is tanky. It's not like we've got like a Thresh or a Leona as a support who's like a quasi tank. Nope, Sona is probably the squishiest support in the game. It's very squishy as far as junglers go. Gragas, Caitlyn, we're all very squishy. But anyway, I see a good time to jump in here. I see that this is probably going to be a good fight for us. So I use my ult to engage the fight. Sona gets a nice ult off on herself as well. And we get 2 free kills out of that. We just catch them out of position. 2 free kills. Caitlyn wasn't even there, but we didn't need her there because we knew this was a good fight. We knew they were out of position. We also knew that their Tristana was bot lane. And compare their Tristana to our Caitlyn. 614 to 157. And so that's a good trade. Like our Caitlyn not being here and their Tristana not being here, that works out in our favour. So we know we can win that fight if their Trist isn't there. So we jump in and we get those 3 kills. And notice as well my build here, I've gone for Spirit of the Air Lizard and Brutalizer. That 2 item build is probably one of my favourite for these kind of AD caster assassin junglers. Very similar to Kha'Zix as well. The reason why I like doing and like Talon or anything like that, the reason why I like doing it is because it gives you 20% CDR. Brutalizer gives you cooldown reduction and it just gives you like crazy damage as well. And that CDR is quite important, especially on someone who has quite an impactful ultimate. So you want this ulti to be off cooldown as much as possible because you can make a lot of plays when it is off cooldown. So it's quite important for you to have the CDR so that you can do that. And that's why I like building this Brutalizer on Pantheon. But I've also gone for a Randuin's here as well, just so that I'm a bit tankier, so I can jump in here and not instantly die, and not be a easy focus. But this is quite dumb as well. Like Tristana jumps on my face to finish me off, and I don't mind it. Like if she wants to do that, go ahead, Tristana, jump on my face all day, because you're gonna die. Like if she jumps on me, she's gonna die, and she jumped on me and she died. And trading me for this Tristana is more than worth it. Like if you look at the rest of their team outside of Trist, 0-5 Riven, 2 for 7 Lee Sin, 3 for 6 Syndra. They've got nothing outside of Tristana. So if Tristana wants to trade me for her, then I'm more than happy about that. And it also means that if I've got this Randuin's item, that the enemy team kind of has to actually use stuff to take me down. They actually have to dedicate things onto me to kill me. It's not just, you know, I jump in there and then I blow up because I'm squishy. They actually have to try and kill me, and that's quite important, because if they have to try and kill you, then it's harder for them to kill the rest of your team. And I often take those trades in when I'm playing the jungle, and in general. Like I don't mind if someone focuses so much onto me and they use a lot to kill me, because then it means my team usually mops up and we win that fight. Now you guys might be saying, actually, you know, this doesn't work at Bronze Elo, at Cardboard 6, at wherever you're at. You know, oh, my team just runs away, I can't do that, whatever. Like that, I can kind of see what you're saying, but in my experience for playing that Elo, tactics still works. Chances are, like, I know you might think that all the people in your Elo literally have a negative amount of brain cells, but they're not that stupid for those kind of situations. If Tristana jumps into the middle of your team, chances are, even if your teammates are bronze and you're an Elo hell, whatever, they're gonna kill that Tristana. So it's a pretty good way to be playing, in my opinion, even at lower elos. But anyway, that's the end of this commentary, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. If you did enjoy it, feel free to give it a good old thumbs up. And also come check me out on my social media, my Facebook, my Twitter, and catch me streaming on Twitch too. I believe this was a stream game as well, so you can watch games like this live if you want to see me streaming. All those links are under the video in the description. But thanks very much for watching, guys, and I will see you in my next video. All creep so that you're hitting them all with your hate spikes. Now I see a good opportunity to go in for a gank here. Pretty overextended Yasuo. Go in for him, and as soon as his bonus flash, I know he's dead because I flash after him. I've got red buff.